stop at right to work. They went after common construction wage after they got right to work, and as a mayor, I implemented our own in our city, only to have them take that power away from the Republican State House, take it away from mayors. They will stop at nothing unless there is federal legislation led by the President of the United States to make sure that workers are in power. Now, the good news is there is a strong majority among the American people who believe we have to take these steps. What we've got to do is have the presidential leadership ready to build new coalitions and be a wind at your back as you seek to organize, making sure that you have a friend in the White House, in the Department of Labor, in the NLRB, and backing this up with real legislation. You know, one thing that I've been thinking about a lot, because I come from industry town, an auto town, South Bend made cars, and then when the factories closed, it almost killed our city. We found our way back, but it took years and years. One of the things I was thinking about is how important manufacturing jobs are, right? We always say that manufacturing jobs are among the good paying jobs and we want to preserve them, and it's a tragedy when we lose one. But think about this. They didn't always used to be considered good jobs. They used to be considered poorly paid and dangerous. Those jobs in the manufacturing sector, starting about 100 years ago, became good jobs when workers came together and made sure that they were good jobs. And the reason this is so important from an SEIU perspective is the kinds of jobs that you are organizing, direct care and service workers and others, are jobs that today are underpaid and underappreciated, but when you organize, become the sorts of jobs that help build up economic prosperity and middle class and make for a better future in this country. So what we need to do is to have a federal government ready to do the things that you all are already doing out there in the field, organizing workers, and we need a legal structure that makes it easier to do. If we do that, then we're going to find that this economy is going to work a lot better for all of us. And that's why when I'm president, I'm not going to measure the economy by how the Dow Jones is doing, or even just by GDP growth. The number one measure of whether the economy is doing well in my administration will be the income growth of the 90%. That's what it means to have a good economy. An economy that's and one of the best ways to do well by that measure is to make sure that all workers have the right to organize.
Thank you very much, Mayor Pete. And you will have 3 minutes for a closing statement.
Great. Well, again, I want to thank you not just for having me in your role in this election and the caucuses, but for what you were doing, because you are already providing the answer to so many of these problems that the pundits are talking about on TV. You are organizing, you are mobilizing, you are flexing the political muscle that is needed in order for state capitals and our nation's capital to listen. But now we need to make sure that we fix our broken politics. And with as much at stake as we have right now, we cannot take the risk of going back to the same Washington mindset that got us here. I believe it's going to take something different, a different kind of leadership, a different kind of challenge to remove this president, and a different kind of engagement in politics that centers around our everyday lives. We can't rest until we make this a country where one job is enough. Make this a country where your race has no bearing on your health or your wealth or your life expectancy or your relationship with law enforcement. We have got to act right now because America is at a crossroads. And I know that you feel that you see that you're doing something about it, and it's why I'm asking for your support as the caucuses approach. I am filled with hope, knowing that hope is a strange word to use at a time like this when it has anything to do with our bleak and nasty and divided and mean politics. But I also don't think you can be part of politics or organizing or volunteering or activism unless you have some measure of hope. I see that propulsion of hope in the work that you're doing as organizers. It is propelling my campaign too, and I hope that we can work together to make sure that the years ahead give us occasion to actually look back at 2020 and feel proud. That's what I think we can do together. It's why I'm asking for your support, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in person on the ground before long.
Thank you very much, Mayor Pete. Sisters and brothers, let's give a round of applause for Mayor Pete. All right, sisters and brothers, I just want to give you remind you all that this afternoon we are going to be hearing from our last presidential candidate, Andrew Yang. But before we do that, I want to invite Tom back into the room. Tom.